To send a new user access email, click on Add New Lead. Tick in Verbal Express Consent and filling out the details for Contact 1. Adding in the forename and the surname. Filling out the home telephone number. And a contact email address. And underneath, selecting the service that you're providing. Entering in the introducer and saving the details. Back to your opportunity summary page, clicking on the name of the client. And over in the bottom right hand corner, send new user access email. Clicking on the box. And as you can see, this acknowledges that there has been an access email sent to the client. And that is how you would send your client access to the client portal. The client will receive their email to access the client portal. They can click on the link to create their account, and they will be asked to confirm their surname, they can then create a username, enter in a password, and reconfirming the password and submitting the details. And now they have access to the client portal. The client can then access the fact find to start completing. They will simply click on to start, and they will begin to fill out their personal information, enter in their date of birth, their nationality, do they have the right to reside, and their marital status. Are they a smoker, and save the details. If there was a second applicant, they would simply click on to add someone to the fact find. Continuing on to start completing out the address details, where they can add the last 3 years of their address history. Filling out the year that they were resident from. And their residence status. If they're a tenant or living with family, they can enter the landlord name and the rent payment and save the details. Next, they can add in their dependents, continuing on to the income page. They will click Edit and start to add in their occupation, their national insurance number, and their expected retirement age, entering their status and adding in their employer name and address, their employer telephone number, and the length of time they have been employed, adding in their basic pay and do they receive any bonuses or overtime, do they receive any dividends, and entering in their net monthly income. Continuing on to enter their time with their bank and their current bank name and any other annual income. Continuing on to the liabilities, do they have any liabilities? Continuing on to protection, do they have any death in service, any employer sick pay, do they have any life assurance, any healthcare protection or buildings and contents insurance. Moving on to their credit history. Completing the relevant questions and moving on to the requirements. What kind of mortgage do they require? What the purchase is for and is it a new build? Entering the details of the address. Entering the style of the property and the purchase price. If there is a buying scheme, selecting next. And here they have an option to enter any additional information that they feel is relevant and ticking the boxes to consent that all the information entered is correct and submitting the details. And that is how the client will complete the questionnaire on the client portal. Once the client has submitted the fact find, within Revolution you can click onto urgent tasks. By opening the urgent tasks, you'll be able to see that the details have now appeared on the screen to advise you that the client has submitted their online questionnaire. Click View. This will take you to the client's opportunity. Navigate to Fact Find, view and open the fact find. You will then find a question that the client questionnaire has been found. Do you want to import this data? Click Yes. And you'll be able to see that the details have pulled through here. Clicking on to Continue, and you can now see the fact find. You can work your way through the tabs at the top to see all the information that the client has entered into the system. They may have missed some details and you can go back to them to discuss them at a later date. And as you can see, the client fact find has been completed and has now been returned to your Revolution system. To request a document from your client, navigate to Supporting Documents and click on to View Documents. Selecting the Terms of Business and clicking on Edit Sharing Preferences. Click on to share with your client and select Save. This will send the document to your client's email address. The client will receive an email to advise that there is a document that has been shared for them to view. They can then log into their account using the link, and here they will see the shared document. They can click on that arrow to open up the document and simply download the document. Once they open the document, they will be able to read all of the details. They can then arrange to print this and return this to you. And that is how the client views their document from the client portal. To request documents from your client, select Supporting Documents and click on Request Documents. You can then choose the client and you can add in a request for the document type. You can then add in a note that is relevant to your request. And simply click Add. Double check the email address and send email reminders to the client. And that is how you request a document on the client portal. The client will receive an email to advise them that the advisor has requested a new document from them. They can log into their account by entering their username and their password. Once they have entered into the client portal, they can see the request and they can upload their details. Simply by clicking on the link, click here to upload or drop file here to upload. They can then select their document and add it into the system. They can then tick the box to confirm the document is an original download and save the details. And that is how a client uploads a document into the client portal. You will receive a notification that a document has been issued for you to verify. Click on Documents to verify and click View. Here you will be able to open the document and then you can view the document. When you head back into Revolution, you'll be able to approve the document, and if you are happy with the document, select Yes, and you will receive a notification advising that there are no documents awaiting approval. Once you go into the client's opportunity, click on Supporting Documents and View Documents, and under the bank statements you can see the document is now stored. And that is how you would view documents that have been uploaded by a client in the client portal. If a client wishes to view their applications and policies on the client portal, that could be their mortgage and their term assurance. On their portal, they will be able to see their applications in progress. They can click on to view, and here they will be able to see the summary and all the details of their application. By clicking on additional products, they will be able to see other additional products that they may have. Clicking on to other policies, if they did have any other policies, this is where they could view these here. And that is how the client views their applications and policies on the client portal.